Hello everyone, welcome to Bookarazzi and this is Meenu. So today I'm going to talk about the book haul that I did recently. So this book haul is kind of very different from all the other book hauls that I have done previously. Because in this book haul, I have only bought books that have been written by one particular author. So I love this author so much. She's so very close to my heart. I love her way of storytelling, her narration, her writing style and everything altogether. So the author is none other than Anuja Chauhan. I love her so much. So I have only read one book that has been written by Anuja Chauhan, but I loved it so much. I wanted to read it so very badly and I decided to go for all her books. So I've been waiting for a good deal to come up so that I would buy all her books and start reading, but then that deal did not come. Since it did not happen, I found this new website, so it's called Starter Group. I discovered it and I went and found all her books over there, so I immediately ordered. So I have bought 5 books out of all her 6 books, and these books only cost around some 700 to 800 rupees, and I think it's really very nice of them. So I'm very happy about this deal. So I'll show you what are the books I have bought. So the first book on the list would be the Zoya Factor. So this is the debut novel of the author and it's one of the famous and most celebrated and enjoyed books by the author. So I came across this book initially so many years back, but I only got the chance to read it around some 2-3 years back. And back then itself, I loved this book so very much. I loved the plot of this book. I loved the characters, the emotions, and everything about this book. The total idea of the book itself was so very nice. So I did suggest this book to so many people that I know, and they were like, they added the book to their TBR, but they did not get around it. So after buying this book, like all her books, I was so very crazy about her. So I decided, okay, let me do one Anuja Chauhan reading marathon, and I decided to read it again. And before that, I came across this interview by Anuja Chauhan where she has spoken with Books on Toast, and Anuya and Sharon has told that Anuja Chauhan is a kind of an author whose work has to be celebrated and read along with friends. So only then I decided, okay, I will make my friends read it. So I called my friend and my sister, so I made them literally buy the book and we have started to read it. I'm so very happy that we're actually reading this book together. So I'm halfway around this book and I'm loving it so very much the second time as well, because now I'm able to decipher a lot of other things than the characters and emotions. Now I'm liking her writing style, the way she narrates, and all the other things I could able to assimilate, and I'm so much in love with this book the second time as well. So I think you cannot get to know about a book in one read itself, because whenever you read a book again and again, you will get to discover a lot of new things with each and every read. So I think Anuja Chauhan is that kind of an author. So the Zoya Factor is a story of a girl called Zoya who was born on the exact date and time India won its first World Cup. So this is a story about cricket. So when the Indian cricket team, which comes across this girl and finds out that she is very lucky for the team, whenever they have breakfast with this woman, they're able to win their games. They actually go very crazy and they always want to have her around whenever they go and play a match. So, but on the other hand, there is this captain who is not very happy about this because he does not believe in all luck factors. He's a very hardworking person and he believes in his work and his talent. So what is going to happen is the story of this book. I loved it very much and I'm loving it as well when I'm reading it for the second time. So if you want to know more about this book, you could also go and check my podcast where I have done a detailed book review about this book, or else you could wait for some more time. After reading this book, I will make another video for YouTube and I'll just start talking about this book in much more detail. So the next book on the list would be Battle for Bittora. So this book revolves around the political scenario in India and the parliamentary election of India. So I really love the vibe this book gives because I'm someone who loves political thriller, books that revolves around politics and polity. That is my favorite subject, but I haven't read a lot of books in this particular genre. So I have only read this book called Trust Me Not, and that's a political thriller, and I really loved it. And I love to read a lot of books which are based on the politics in Indian land. And if you know any books of that sort, please let me know on the comment section. I would really love to buy those books and read them. So yeah, so Battle for Bitora is a story of a 25-year-old woman who is leading a very happy, carefree and independent life in Bombay. And then suddenly she gets a call from her bossy grandmother who calls her back to their native to contest in the upcoming parliamentary election. But whereas the protagonist is not much into politics and she does not want to lead that kind of a life, but her grandmother forces her into this political situation and she is transformed into this cotton sari wearing, closed neck blouse wearing political woman of India. And she has to compete with this extremely good looking guy who is the opponent of her, and the problem is she has a much more complicated relationship with this guy. So how does that goes and who wins this battle is the story of the book. So you can see my inked finger is matching the theme of this book, so I think that's a coincidence. The next book on the list would be Those Pricey Thakur Girls. So this book is based on Thakur family and it's happening in New Delhi. So Mr. Thakur lives with his wife and his 5 beautiful yet troublesome daughters, so who are living in Delhi in a very posh bungalow, and these girls are named alphabetically from A to E, and I presume the daughter whose name starts with T is the protagonist of this book. So I guess this book is going to be really nice because a house filled with 5 girls would be seriously very entertaining and fun filled. So in this book they talk about I guess about these 5 girls, their relationship, the funny stuffs they do, and I feel a lot of good things about this book because the vibe it gives is so very nice, and I feel like it will be something very similar to Pride and Prejudice. And yeah, these girls are very mischievous, that they bring all kind of troublesome things towards their home. And yeah, I have heard a lot of good things about this book, so I presume it's going to be really nice. So yeah, let's hope that it will be good as well. So the next book is The House That BJ Built. So I guess it's the sequel to Those Pricey Thakur Girls. So I did not read the blurb, so I do not have any idea about this book because I do not want to get any spoilers from the blurb of this book. So I did not read it, so I want to be blind and I want to be surprised. But I think it's something like next generation of the Pricey Thakur Girls. So that's all I know about this book, so I don't want to dwell any more deeper into it until I finish the first book and come to this book. So the last book I have bought is Bass. So this book is the second book I have heard of Anuja Chauhan's because the people I have known have been talking highly of this book. So this book is a story of a guy called Ishan, so who is working in the Indian Air Force and he is a pilot, I guess. So yeah, this book talks about Indian Air Force, flights, pilots. So these are the subjects I'm so very much interested in and into, and I think it's going to be really amazing and I hope I would love it. So yeah, so these are the 5 books that I have bought in this book haul. So I haven't bought the last book alone, that is Club You to Death, which has been released only a month or 2 back. So I'm actually very interested in reading that as well, but I did not buy it because I am in book ban right now, because in the last 6 months I have gone really overboard and I've spent so much money on book hauls and buying books. So I have put myself on this book ban and I am actually planning to maintain it for the rest of the year, but I think I would definitely break it anyway. But still, I'm just trying my level best to not spend. But there are a lot of giveaways that are going on who are giving this particular book Club You to Death, and I'm participating in all of those. So I really pray that I get this book for free somehow so that I do not have to break my ban. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for spending your precious time on watching this video. So if you like this video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment on Naughty Bookarazzi, and also click on the bell icon over there so that you could get notified every time I post a video. So until then, take care. Bye bye.